just zoning in on today and how certain games have panned out, maybe the last game and the game before that. Sometimes you just want to keep it simple. You just want to make a composition where you just click your buttons and they take you to victory. And don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah, and gold's leads are fake.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nothing matters.
A little bit. So maybe the thing I'm trying to get at is comps that are complicated and require, specific setups, and you have to play around, posturing and landing this poke and doing these complicated. No. Just Varus Band. Yeah, he's one of those champions. Just let's click some buttons, let's kill some champions, and win the game. Okay,
I think that easy.
I think it's that easy, right? So we see the Varus and the Ambessa band. Last draft, we saw Corki and Pantheon bands. They've been left open. I do think with Talia gone, the Pantheon prio is a bit higher when she's open and available. That is an Aurora first pick. Now, I don't have any issues with Aurora, but not something we often see first picked.
Yeah. I mean, we have Ryze and Talia gone, so maybe saying, okay, we can pick Aurora, it's flexible. It's a decent mid laner that's still available.
She is the highest prio mid with Azir, Orianna, Ryze, and Talia gone in terms of how much has been picked.
What were those 2 bans that were banned in game 1 that weren't banned in game 2?
I think
Pantheon and Corki.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. They're looking at the Jarvan. I feel like Jarvan prio a little lower just because you're into a Corki who does have a Valkyrie to get out of Cataclysm, but, they're still looking to commit to it. And they will lock it in. I mean, me personally, I feel like Jarvan value skyrockets when your target is locked into that Cataclysm when they don't have flash. And you only know one of the carries in the team, and he isn't. So, not super convinced so far.
Yeah, and the 2 champions you're looking at are they really do not care about Jarvan. Even if you're stunning Pantheon, eventually he gets his E up. You got to commit to get in melee range of a Pantheon. It doesn't feel great. You're not going to lock down the Corki. Now, Zahen does come out here, and that's kind of going to lock our lanes for Nongshim as well.
Yep, seeing the full topside lock-in for Nongshim so far. So, does mean DRX can only answer one of the solo lanes here. And it is going to be the Gwen that they're picking up here for Rich. So, definitely something that can scale up to be an absolute menace in the later stages. We've seen it definitely pop off in the hands of some of our top laners and be a bit of a pain point. So we'll have to deal with that one. And especially I feel like Nongshim so far, you have the Jarvan, you have the Aurora, picks that want to go in and dive and be that threat. Now have to deal with the fact that you might be going in and suddenly there's a Gwen on your backline causing problems.
Yeah.
Not so fun. I feel like here, DRX can just thin out the 80 carry pool, having already locked theirs in. Going to start off with the Ezreal ban, eliminating some of the safety for Taeyun here. Ari going to get taken away as a mid lane pick for Yukao. So, trying to limit some of the picks I can get outside the Cataclysm. I guess Akali's still an option.
Yeah. Akali's sitting up there on the list of stuff that is still available to be picked. Looking through the list, I mean, Silas.
Not so fun into Aurora.
Yeah. Cassiopeia? They got banned once, played once?
Don't think we'll see it, personally. Don't expect it.
Yeah. Might have to dig a little bit here for you, Cal.
Yeah, I think another mid lane ban might just be a shot in the dark at this point from Nongshim. So maybe a support ban. And they do go for the Bard here, which I think Bard has so much value into Jarvan, because I already talked about being able to dash out the Cataclysm is big, but being able to just stasis everyone in the Cataclysm is also very frustrating. So the Bard will be taken away. And probably just going to pick up the mid lane here for DRX. Yukao, what are you feeling confident on? Into the Aurora. Can be a bit of a lane bully into some matchups.
What's it going to be? We get the nod. It is Akali.
Okay. Can be one where, like Akali does in the most matchups, you just kind of soak up the harass with your Doran shield, with your second wind, and be a threat later. And it's an instant lock-in off the Kalista Renata for Nongshim here. So you know, we're dealing with the Gwen and the Akali. It's going to be tricky for them to take out these two picks, but Andal was toying with the idea of the Blitzcrank, which is good into the Renata specifically. Poppy, less so. So, like,
yeah.
Poppy's good into Kalista, good into Jarvan, right? But, like, into a Kalista Renata lane, it is miserable. It is just not fun.
Yeah.
It's like you're just standing there watching until someone stands next to terrain. You just literally just laser focused until the Kalista hops a little bit too close to terrain, and then you're like flash stunning and hoping you have enough damage to kill her. Which, to be honest, you don't, because it's Kalista Renata, right?
You never do.
And they're just going to shield the Kalista, and then the extended trade, Kalista has more sustained damage than a Corki, so...
Yeah, and I feel like in team fights also, like, yes, there is Jarvan, but he's really the one guy who's, like, kind of committal. Feels like everybody else, I guess Zahen as well, it just doesn't feel like the highest value Poppy game I've ever seen. Like, you can see some of the value, for sure, but I feel like with what was available, like, we could have seen something better.
I think there's a lot of dashes. I just think you can't be proactive in lane, and later on, it just really depends how the game shakes out. There's a lot of people you can shut down, but I just think it's a miserable existence in lane. And especially when you're paired with a Corki, Ju is just going to kind of be at the... He's playing lane 1v2 for the most part in this situation, so good luck to him.
Not too different from the first game, except now he's got another opponent he's got to deal with. DRX versus Nongshim. Game number 2 starts now.
You know what, Brendan?
Yeah?
I think I spread some misinformation. I lied a little bit. I said Poppy wouldn't do anything and would just sit there in lane. That's a lie. Every so often, she throws a little buckler out. You know, every so often she'll throw a buckler and either CS a minion with it or maybe hit either Lehens or Taeyun for a little bit of damage. So, my bad. That does occasionally happen. So, not nothing.
Yeah.
Not nothing. A little bit of buckler.
I assume, you know, occasionally can use his heal.
Sure, but I don't really attribute that to any champion can do that, you know?
True.
You could play a champion with no actual abilities and you could still have summoner spells, so I don't really say that's like a Poppy thing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So they've got this bottom lane where they're kind of...
As you can see, bottom lane, it's going well so far.
The bottom lane is the lane itself is a bit of a disaster. The mid lane also early is not going to be fun.
Oh, Andal, buckler, there you go.
He did it.
It was shielded. It was shielded. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
He did pick it up, got a shield, and then immediately lost it.
Yep.
Which I suppose shielded some of that damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Akali's not having too much fun early on. The Poppy's not having too much fun. The Gwen seems alright.
Yeah, Gwen's doing okay.
But not a lot of setup for Willard to make stuff happen. You know?
I think the thing with the Pantheon is that you have a lot of setup, right?
Yeah.
And also, they're going to be perma pushing bot lane, so should be able to wrap around. The one concern is now...
Why is Taeyun like 0 health? We just look body, he doesn't have any health.
Wait, how did that happen?
I don't know. He must have gotten hit into the wall or something. Right? Like maybe Andal actually did something.
Did he take a tower hit?
He must have. He didn't flash or anything though,
what?
so it wasn't bad enough that he got into a spot where he had to flash.
I'm so confused.
Well, there was no kill, so maybe we're not going to get a replay.
We'll never know.
And Taeyun just backs and comes back to lane, so it's not the end of the world, although they do lose a little bit of pressure. Andal is mid lane.
Also, Sponge was going for an invade. Oh, we get a replay.
What? 2 turret shots!
What is it?
2! I love what did. Oh, man.
You know what? I am being so serious right now. I was thinking through every possible thing that could have happened. And I never for a moment thought that could be it. He just walked in front of the wave and took 2 tower hits.
Yeah, now what did is dead. So.
Yeah.
That's the outcome. Hope you're happy, Taeyoon.
That's how Lehens feels on the inside after that.
Yeah. Ripping pepperonis.
That's crazy. That's actually so crazy. I don't
It's
know.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean,
They come back.
it does kill a little bit of that momentum, but fortunately, it is such a good lane that it's still fine, you know?
You have to go back and buy boots and refillable.
If this was a more even lane and it was a more active support than Poppy, he would have just died. I'm not even kidding. He would have just flat died on the back of that play. So, you know, Lehens takes a little tower hit there. He shields. It's okay. But I'm very glad we got to see that clip because I would have wondered forever.
Yeah, that was a great replay. Thank you, production. Also had Wolf in the chat explaining what happened, and then we immediately got the replay as well. Andil has a shield at least, was utilizing that buckler. Just takes a beating off the back of that. The tempo heal comes through just for extra harass. And the pain continues.
You know, everyone talks about the tempo heal. Nobody ever talks about the tempo buckler, right?
I wonder why. I wonder why, Ox. Sponge is going to start this up. The second it spawns, then he's not.
You have a lot of freedom to do what you want here. They're posturing for a dive. Poppy pretty good in dives. Actually, this is the place where you can defend against this, and Willer's here.
Willer's here.
You don't need to do this, I'm just going to say.
Well, they're going to send it. Jiwoo, he gets that barrier. He is going to get knocked up, and there it is, first blood. 2 kills for the Kalista. Sponge also survives from all the turret shots he also took here. Okay. Willer not able to do a whole lot.
You know, I said you don't need to do it. They pulled it off. Credit to them. They made it work. They get a good reward. Both kills on the Kalista. Neither of DRX's bot lane used flashes, and also Willer just didn't get in range in time. I thought he'd maybe like flash Q to snipe Sponge. He also didn't quite have his ult. But a successful dive. I think bringing in Scout was the big difference maker. Having the mid laner there as well really contributed. But I was a little worried that was going to backfire. And you know what? Credit to Nongshim. They secured everything they needed. I'm not sure if Lehens used the bailout though.
I'm not really sure how
we will get a see.
How that happened. Andil is top lane. Now, there's really no wave stacked, but Kingen is quite low, so...
And his passive isn't stacked.
Yeah. There is a way to pull this off. And now, you know, the ranged minion stuck here right before the turret. He's able to get another wave in. There is certainly a Zahin in danger right now.
He feels very dead.
And, you know, maybe Nongshim can get a dragon off of this.
I think the only way... I think he's probably just dead. I think he's just dead.
Yep, flash on in for the engage just to make 100% sure that Kingen could not flash it.
Yeah.
And that is easy.
He is just dead.
Now, Gio is he's still not having fun. He wasn't having fun regardless of if Andil was there or not. So probably a good idea for Andil to roam, as long as Gio is not getting dove.
Yeah, he's lacking the buckler support right now, so...
You know, I think that's okay.
I think it's...
I want to say it's working.
It's not contributing that much.
I think he can do without the buckler.
Okay, well, you know, your word's not mine. Oh, but the buckler action's back. Andil's here. Don't worry, buddy. I'm here to help you out. There you go.
There it is.
It's so cute as well. The little bear.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It is a good one.
You know, supporting is more than just helping you in lane. It's moral support as well. It's keeping you upbeat and happy.
When you play support, is that what you do for your teammates?
So anyway,
you see. Sometimes the questions that aren't answered are answering more. Everybody already knows. It's fine. We do have a Pantheon in a little bit of trouble here. Willer against 3. We do have Andil and Newcal making their way over, but Willer already super low. And so Newcal and Andil didn't really want a full commit there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a freebie, to be honest. Just able to pick that one up. Didn't even need to use the Cataclysm. Also, I haven't seen this Jarvan skin before. Do you know what skin it is?
No idea. I haven't seen this either.
Yeah, I was like, what champion
Maybe it's a new one.
that? Yeah.
It could have come out with the, you know, the new season, the whole Demacia theme and stuff.
It feels almost...
It is Jarvan, after all.
It is Jarvan.
The guy who screams Demacia.
Oh, yeah, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If there was one champion that would get a skin from this, it would be him.
Doesn't Garen do that as well? Where's Garen's skins? Oh.
Maybe Garen did get a skin, but Taeyeon is in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, that looked painful. Good pickup there, though, from DRX, able to punish that with Lehen's not being present. Not really much counterplay there for Taeyeon. And Jiwoo getting a bit of gold back in return. So the gold lead not that significant in the bot lane, and actually, top has the biggest lead in the game. And that's a Gwen. So, a little bit worrying.
Yeah, I mean, Rich got that nice gank from Ondil. And he was doing pretty well before. Also, Kingen got denied a wave after the gank. Spun's gonna go ahead and take these grubs here. The needles are coming out as Kingen is going to flash most of it. And is now maybe looking to get on in here. Is down a level. So he's just not going to go for it at the end of the day.
Yeah, struggling a bit in this matchup at the moment. Especially Rich at level 9. Gets a lot of power with the Q maxed. And just the ult as well is such a threat. Now with Lehens and Taeyeon back in lane, got to put down the hit in the bot 2v2. Even with the fact that Jiwoo got a big influx of gold, just not enough really to change things. But there's the buckler.
Yeah. He's helping clear the wave, you know. And no engage here this time around.
Oh, we might see a fight in the top lane.
Only 13 CS, honestly. I thought it would be more.
Is it like a Halloween skin? That looks like a...
I don't think so. It looks like Red Void, but I don't know any skin line like that. So I'm not sure. Yucal really not having a great time here. And he's going to be denied his back once again. So actually the mid lane gap in CS and gold is much larger. Helps that Scout got that free kill onto the Pantheon, as Willer was just kind of hanging out in the mid lane.
I think, is this it? Is it Nightbringer, Jarvan?
That does look similar. Like the spiky nature of it kind of looks similar to what we're looking at. But it looks pretty red in the game, so I'm not 100% sure.
No. I don't think that is. Why am I so... I don't know.
He has to know.
I'm obsessed now. Someone should just tell me. Why don't people know this information? Brendan, why don't you know?
Someone please tell
Ox. The play-by-play. You're
so
supposed to know these things.
No. We know the skill ability names.
You didn't even know that.
If we're good at
I asked you last game. I asked you last game what was...
Hey, I knew that Sejuani's one was Glacial
But you didn't
Prison.
know Lissandra ult, and I asked you that, and you said, I don't know that.
Lissandra.
Oh my...
Well, I mean, we sometimes do. We see Sejuani a lot more.
Tell you what, you can make it up to me by knowing all the skill. Oh, coach voice calling in, telling us the skin names. That's what they're using it for. That's a good use.
Yeah, where's our coach?
Yeah, where's? We need cast a
coach voice, man.
They just call in like, guys,
need help.
Guys, stop talking about the Jarvan skin. No one cares.
It's a cool skin. I just want to know. It kind of looks like he's got this long cape on, you know.
Kind of looks like Morgana with the big
or like Vex.
Honestly, last series kind of ruined us.
That wasn't supposed to happen, man.
Yeah.
That game too.
13k gold though.
Almost 14k.
Yeah.
13.9. So Nongshim got the Ocean Drake. It looks like they're going to get the Chemtech Drake.
I mean, they're a little bit ahead, but it's just not sizable. It's a little worrying.
It's going to be Hextech Soul. It is.
Oh.
There you go.
Wow, good job.
I can see the future.
I mean, when you think of it, with the fact that you know the two removed souls.
Yeah.
There's a, what, 1 in 4?
Yes.
So.
Is this your first time thinking about that?
No, it's just I'm stating it for everyone who's watching.
I see.
Everyone thinks you're a crazy predictor.
I thought it was pretty obvious.
I'm just
listen in here.
I'm just trying to slander you.
I mean,
Well, all I can
he's
say,
talking so fast, and there's echo, so I can barely understand. I think he said we can't fight a dragon. That's like the one thing I think I heard.
well, what I can say for sure is he did not mention the J4 skin once. So,
there was no mention of J4.
yeah, did not help in that regard. So still searching on that one.
So it looks like look for the Poppy ulti.
Play slowly.
Don't give Dragon easily.
Well, they did give Dragon.
Just try not to die, I think is another thing that I saw there. And also play slowly, just in general.
Trying not to die is good advice, generally in League of Legends.
You know, if I were a coach, that probably would be something I mention at least once.
Yeah.
Try your best not to die. Make sure you kill the enemies, not your own teammates, and try to get their inhibitors.
Oh, what?
Okay. All right, we got another TP coming in, actually.
Oh, they really want them.
They really want to get in here. Yukal is in, and there's really no more room for them to run, as there were deep wards behind them, and they absolutely got punished.
Did Lehen say something in all chat or something? Like, what warranted that response? That felt personal.
Worth? I think so.
Well, they lose plates mid, they lose plates top, they lose Herald.
Yep.
They do get plates spot, yeah.
They deny farm from Taeyoon.
And they actually don't even get Herald, so that's pretty worth.
I'd say absolutely worth. And DRX now more than 1,000 gold ahead. Scout.
And also, you have to remember the extra factor. It's about sending a message. Oh, and they do get first tower. That's pretty big.
They sent a message. Cataclysm is going to come in. Andil does not have flash, but he is Poppy. So he's going to send Lehens back to the Shadow Realm and just be on his merry way.
DRX looking good in this one as well. And honestly, with Nongshim falling behind with Kalista Renata, I'm a little concerned. So Andil, I'm not sure what happened with these double flashes. And then the Renata looks like they've disengaged. And the thing is, I think if they just ran to the turret, they would have fared better, but they try to run up the lane.
I guess they didn't expect that
also,
deep ward.
Where was the bailout?
We got a little 1v1 here. Kingen is going all in onto Rich. And he's taking a whole bunch of damage. The Grim Deliverance does come in. And meanwhile, we got a fight here in the top river over the Rift Herald as Jiwoo gets in there and does a ton of damage, but now puts himself in a bad spot against Scout. And now in the 1v1, we are going to see Rich does win that, as going back in on a Yukal, he gets burst down. Willer goes in by himself, and that is never going to work out. As Andil, trying desperately to be useful, puts up a steadfast presence, doesn't do a whole lot. But yeah, Nongshim feeling pretty good about that top side fight, at least.
Yeah, good on the top side, but it feels really bad that your top laner got solo killed by Gwen effectively twice, right? You know, died, rezzed, died again. It's now a 3-0-1 Gwen who has a 2,000 gold lead. Look at the gold differences between lanes. Rich is the only one with a gold lead, and it's bigger than everyone on Nongshim's gold lead combined. So. Yeah. It's a Gwen, so it's a bit concerning here. The dash gets interrupted by Taeyoon, but they all kite back. Yukal can't get a huge amount of value. It's a good handshake. And then Jiwoo went in very aggressive, so has to flash out. But it's a step too far here. Sponge dashes in, dips out, and then Willer gets caught, and it's like, okay, you're temporarily tanky as Pantheon, but not really. Okay,
well, they're trying to kill Scout here once again in the side lane. Lehen's trying his best with a hostile takeover to help him.
That ult was just kind of like, now kiss, you know?
Now kiss. And now we got the engage here on Andil. He's in a rough spot, honestly. He doesn't have his flash. Willer's as well. Does get the ult off, but Taeyoon is here. The shield is up. Willer trying to continue this fight, and now Rich, who is gigantic, is trying to take on this Kalista, and the return of the team does come in, but the Needles get him after the bailout. At the end of the day, though, Nongshim do have control over this Drake. Should be able to take it down for Soul Point.
Yeah, I mean, it's super scrappy, but Nongshim managed to get the dragon, and that's the main thing. Taeyoon getting a lot of value on this Kalista. And these fights, I just feel like struggling to really get the consistent damage down for DRX. You know, Taeyoon took so long to go down, able to rack up those spears and get the bailout this time. Now has a second item as well. He's pretty strong. So we'll see this one playing out. I actually think Sponge got a good amount of value here. So gets an ult onto 2, and even though he gets knocked away, Taeyun's now moving in, getting the spears down. The ult ends up buying time when it hits onto Rich. And then Taeyun actually gets the res from Bailout, but dies anyway to the Needles. But everyone's so low in the aftermath that they can't do more. Andal's fishing for something here.
There is so much side lane aggression from DRX. They're looking for all these picks.
I think there's just so much
as
aggression.
A team. I mean, it's like always Andal and Willer together. This is going to be spotted. And spot them with that ward. Gonna throw down a pink as well, just say get out of here. So no more aggression in the top lane at least. And it's kind of a close game when you look at the gold, but one dragon away from a Hextech soul. It's not like the Giga Hextech soul comp, but it's still the best soul in the game. And okay, we got a little all-in here from Scout, who might regret his decision. Takes a bajillion damage. Just the bailout, though, as the Hens gets there. And yes, Willer will shut him down, but it's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of Nongshim.
Oh, and Kingen stopped the TP.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not sure Rich would have wanted to follow that TP. As strong as he is, he would have just TP'd into 3 people. But still, I think Kingen made the right call in the moment to just stop that one. It could have gotten messy. Kingen definitely on the back foot in this game, but he knows what his job is. Keep the Gwen at bay. So we'll see this replay. Again, the bailout not actually keeping people alive, just extending their existence here. Scout lives a little longer. Force is willing to commit a bit more. And once again, Nongshim come out ahead. Still such a close game, but it's those 3 dragons in pocket. Nongshim approaching Seoul. And I just feel like so many of these fights, the Gwen either isn't able to get value or isn't like fully involved. And she is the only one with a lead on DRX.
We haven't had a real straightforward team fight yet. Even that one in the bottom river before the third Drake, it was like Andal got caught and he used steadfast presence late. He was low, he left, and then like Rich eventually got there. As now Scout, he's really not enjoying his existence here in the side lanes as continuously getting ganked. DRX will not let their foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah, not sure they're going to be able to translate this into anything, but again, just picking kills, you take those.
It's about sending a message.
It's about sending a message. It's about getting some gold. Top laners are looking a little scary in this one with the level advantages.
Level 12. He's lower level than Sponge.
Yeah, he is not so... Ooh. There's a TP coming in. Yeah.
All right, just flash and press R. That's better.
Why not?
No needles available here for Rich, so eventually, even in the mist, he's trying to do his best and pummel down Sponge, but I think it's just a little bit too much.
That works. Just do that, We'll pretend he didn't mess up the flag and drag combo.
That's fine.
That wall's really long anyway. Yukal now level 13 though, making some progress. Just hasn't really been picking up the farm as much as you'd hope. I do think if you look though, right, so Scout is about 20 farm up on Yukal, and Rich is 20 farm up on Kingen, so I think we're seeing where some of that difference has gone. Oh, they're just starting Baron.
We got Coach Flows from DRX as well. We got a one-on-one here. Scout in a bit of trouble. Yukal going all in as the flash comes out. But meanwhile, Nongshim going for this dragon, taking a ton of burst and poke damage, rather. And this engage from the Hens is not going to work out. The hostile takeover does hit onto Willer and catches the 2 of them. But now Taeyun with the bailout on the left side should be able to take out Jiu, and there it is, but immediately dies afterwards. That's the 3rd time that's happened in this game. But no Baron this time.
Yeah, that was not the super controlled Baron start you'd hope to see. But, a lot of flashes burnt as well. We have Dragon in 30 seconds, and they burnt a lot of summoners there. I'll turning off that. King and Flash down, and Scout as well. But they did get Jiwoo's Flash, so that's something. They do need to get to this side of the map, though. This is Seoul, right? So they weren't really forced to start that Baron, but, why not? I think is the message of the day. Now setting up for this objective. They don't have the hostile takeover. They don't have the Callista ult either, or the Sehen ult. So a lot of cooldowns have been burnt. And it's just going to be a 5v5.
Yeah. 80 carries get here.
Rich is level 16. He is very scary, so watch out for him.
Yeah, he's the scariest guy in the Rift right now. But it's Kalista Renata still, so in an extended team fight where Taeyeon's actually dealing damage, putting a lot of Ren stacks up, and getting value on the Kalista still could be very nice. So we'll have to wait and see how this one does pan out. Rich has a nice angle on the right side, cleared out a ward. UCal is on vision on the left. So they're really trying to spread this one out and tear Nongshim apart, who just wants to stick together like a team.
See UCal threatening on the flank, and Rich too. If they can get a pincer here, it could be so devastating.
You can see that Nongshim knows about this. They don't want to commit, as the ult is going to hit nobody from the poppy. They're trying to isolate Taeyeon though on the left side, and no bailout comes out. He's just dead. That's no AD carry for Nongshim now. Kingin in a rough spot is going to go into that passive sponge. Can't really do all this by himself, though. They're trying to get on top of Rich, but he just flashes the wall. And the knock into the wall here from Ondil is huge. 880 gold goes over to UCal, and they should get this dragon.
Yeah, able to stop the soul coming through. So much damage done by Rich, and I think Lehens was inside the Kalista ult, so couldn't use the bailout on Taeyeon. He just goes down. The angle of approach from DRX there was so good. Oh. Well, it's half his health, but he's still alive. Dragon denied, soul denied, importantly. Almost see that again. Too. So the angle of approach here is the main thing. You can see Nongshim just kind of have to retreat backwards because it's the Pantheon all over the top. The double angle of both the Gwen and the Akali. Taeyeon gets jumped on, sucks Lehens in, and then he gets thrown out and can't bail out in time. So isn't able to save his AD carry. And it felt like that initial attack from DRX was so powerful. And even though there's some return damage, even though Willow goes down, it's just not enough.
It was not meant to be on that fight. Nice setup there from DRX. I was saying right before it started that Nongshim had a pretty good idea of what was coming, but you know, they were trying to stick together like a ball, but eventually they got torn apart anyway because there were so many ults flying at them, the Pantheon, the Poppy, and also the flanking Gwen. They couldn't quite stick together and handle all of that pressure. Yeah,
it's hard to do, but I think they need to have people playing on the flanks and like blocking. Like if Scout can prevent, it's really difficult, right? If Scout can like poke UCal out on the flank and stop him getting in, but the problem is he kind of just like flash ulted in. So if they just say we're going and like circumvent you, I don't know really if there's that many answers. Especially when you have this really fed Gwen who is very problematic. So it was a hard one to deal with the approach they had. It's still not a huge gold lead for DRX, and it's still Nongshim one dragon away from Soul, but every sort of fight you win like that is such a big win for DRX when they are in this delicate position.
It's a pretty nice gold lead that they have, about 2,000, but still very much on a knife's edge in this one. We do have a third item for both of our AD carries now.
We're also seeing both going tanky options.
Yeah.
So Jackshow we definitely see from Kalista, but it's normally a little bit later. We normally get things like the Terminus coming through, then Jackshow. But also we've seen this build before. I think Dockdown went last year, like a Bruiser Corki build, where you kind of end up with like 4,000 plus HP, and you still have a ton of AD, a bit less pen and crit, but you know, if you are being threatened by all this burst and engage, you kind of just have a ton of AD and health. You are just a bruiser, right? You're still going to do a lot of damage, just less crits, less big autos. But you know, I think there's a lot of AD carries that you can go bruiser builds, and it can be really obnoxious and really good when you are being threatened and jumped on in games like this. So I think it can make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think it's a good call from him. And we're waiting for that third item for UCal, for him to really start bursting people down. I do wonder where this next fight is going to be. Probably just over the next Drake, because at this point, every Drake is a must-fight.
Baron's so difficult to convincingly take.
Yeah.
I feel teams, they're kind of like, oh, we're going to do Baron. No, you're not. Not really.
Even with Kalista, even with Taeyeon, you know, they tried. And it was like...
Well, I think the problem is
rough.
DRX's damage on Baron is pretty weak. And Nongshim are the team who are more inclined to start it, but they're on red side, so being trapped in that pit against the DRX composition, and considering the enemy jungler is a Pantheon who can just always jump into the pit.
And you're just all grouped up for Poppy to like somehow get value.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing. So I don't think we're going to see many sporadic Baron starts in this game. Oh, we are seeing...
the Dragon.
There was like 7 pings that came in like a second there.
Well, we're going to have this Poppy ult hit something as the Jarvan goes flying, and now they're going for the engage. The hostile takeover is going to get onto, but not this Gwen, as Lehens is trying to peel against the Gwen. Nobody can deal damage to Ritchie's getting low. Finally, they do take him out, and he was the main member that they were looking for, but UCal able to get 2. We're going to pick up a bit more, and finally that Bruiser Corki does go down, as 80 carries are out of the fight, and Willer kind of by his lonesome here on the top side. Eventually, he should be going down.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of discipline from both 80 carries to not end up flashing. It's actually DRX who maintain a ton of Summoner Spell economy for this next Soul fight. Although I'm not sure they're going to be up in time, is my main concern, actually, more than anything.
Yeah, we saw a lot of pings on the Dragon there.
See a replay, so we get one knock away here out of the Jarvan. And then here, it's really unfortunate for Taeyong because they actually end up getting the kills a bit too quick. We see the Gwen focus down. And Rich dies, and then the bailout comes through, so he doesn't get the reset.
Yeah.
And even though they get a good amount of kills, yeah, Will is still dead. Unfortunately, all of Nongshim is up. So even though they're down, they lost a ton of flashes.
Well, I guess they're just going to do Baron?
I guess. But it's Hextech Soul. I think Nongshim are fine.
They haven't even started it yet, and this Soul is already gone.
Will is not up, and he doesn't have ult.
Yeah.
So,
no, they're not doing Baron.
Yeah. Feels pretty bad for the side of DRX. I don't think you're too bothered about the fact you have 5 flashes.
Yeah. I think Scout now is in a supreme position to just burst anyone out and also slow them for anyone on his team to follow up really easily. So going to be looking at Scout to be doing some big work here in this late game. They're trying to set up around the Baron now. And again, they tried this much earlier on, and now they're in a even better spot with this Hextech Soul. Like, yes, the gold is basically even, but it's a lot of value that Nongshim just got.
I mean, Hextech Soul is so suffocating against the short-range comp. And the fact you have things like the Aurora, and even just the Jarvan throwing a flag can just, like, slow down a whole team. It's so
steal your Gromp. Nando's got to be careful about, okay, they're trying to TP flank actually, so enough about being careful. They just want to get on into Scout, and he's going to get supremely low, but they take out Jiwoo on the backside of that fight, and they get Rich. And it's really only UCal that is a damage dealer that's left here on the side of DRX. As Nongshim, they don't get everyone, but they get enough to go for this Baron.
Yeah, I think the big thing as well is Willer, no flash, no ult, cleared off miles away. He's not going to be able to contest for the smite. So Nongshim going to be able to secure the Baron off the back of this. And feeling pretty good with the outcome. DRX try and force this aggressive fight. It just doesn't pay off.
That just felt a little bit too forced. I mean, the TP was coming in, Willer was going head first, but you're right in the center of them. And G was just like dead so early on in this fight.
The hostile takeover got so much value. Hit both the Gwen and the Corki, and Rich just killed Jiwoo, basically.
Yeah.
Honestly, they were kind of killing each other. And then Nongshim just slid in and helped clean up. So that was massive hostile takeover value. And we often see cleanse into Kalista, into Renata, sorry, but didn't see it this game, and really kind of Jiwoo happened to pay for it. It's also so often that we see like an 80 carry and someone else being in the hostile takeover, and the 80 carry does tons of damage to them, but they don't do that much damage back. But specifically a Gwen meant they were just equally pummeling each other. So yeah, Lehen's getting a ton of value there off the back of the ult, and now Nongshim with Baron. And this is not the best team for dealing with the Baron lineup, because I think DRX's best response is just to engage, but they have anti-engage tools, they have, you know, the Hextech Soul, and it's hard to find these angles when, you know, you're lacking flash on Willer and UCal. Willer kind of has to just ult in. They do have a ward behind, I think, so I think they're going to cheapy do that. They're pinging it out.
I don't know.
Yeah, there we go.
But they got to get multiple angles. against the Renata specifically, as Willer's going to go in. He's got a shield right in front of him, and Kingan's going to zone the rest of the team and nearly just take out Gio all by himself. Gio has to barrier and flash, and he's still going to go down. Bit of a disaster, but DRX tried their absolute hardest to make a fight work. And Nongshim say, we are just better at this point in time. As Rich, not even that far ahead anymore. Kingan was able to catch up by this point in the game. And with that, they should be able to push spot and win this one.
Yeah, Scout did a great job in this one, keeping Yukal at bay, not letting him approach on the flank, keeping him accountable. And also Lehens with the Renata getting so much value in these fights. So they will be able to equalize the series. A scrappy game again. We're going to be 1-1 between these two and taking us to the game 3.
Yukal gonna try his best. Here comes Zondil, but no ults and no health bars anymore. Down will go the Nexus. Nongshim brings us to a game number 3. And what was a closer fight this time in this game number 2. A little bit less swingy than game 1.